Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for this Year 2 progress update for the Center of Workforce Innovation for Manufacturing and Supply Chain Management. We're very excited to be at this point in time where we have 45 pathway projects underway for Year 2 of this statewide Pathways Initiative that has engaged over 1,200 industry and education partners. We're very excited about all the work that has been done collectively and collaboratively in the Centers of Workforce Innovation, and especially in this one, focused on manufacturing and supply chain management, a sector that is so very important to our state economy. Next slide. Okay. Here is the agenda for today. There are 9 Pathways projects that are underway in the Center of Workforce Innovation for Manufacturing and Supply Chain Management. And we will hear what is happening on each of those, as well as have an opportunity to ask questions. If you do have questions, and we look forward to all your questions, please put them in the chat, and we will be sure to get to them at the conclusion of presentations on all 9 of the Pathways projects. You know, this initiative involves so many institutions, and we're so very excited to have all of this collaboration to create and enhance pathways so that traditional as well as non-traditional students, workers, other adult learners can get the education and training they need to prepare themselves for the workforce, upskill while in the workforce. All of that matters, including all the career awareness programs and initiatives that have been created under this statewide initiative. It's just very important work, and we applaud all of our partners in this sector, in this center, as listed on this slide. Now, I will kick it over to the lead institution for this Center of Workforce Innovation. This center is led by Sussex County Community College, and their representative, who's doing a fine job, is Jason Fruget. Jason.
Good morning. Thank you, Catherine. Hello and good morning, everyone. I'm Jason Fruget. I'm the Dean of Technical Occupations here at Sussex County Community College. And as we continue to work through Year 2, it has been an honor to work with everyone involved, as well as a privilege to be the lead of this pathway. The Manufacturing and Supply Chain Management Pathway consists of 9 pathway projects and teams. This time, I'd like to introduce our project teams: Camden County Community College, Raritan Valley Community College, Salem Community College, County College of Morris, Hudson County Community College, Union College of Union County, Middlesex College, and Essex County College. As we work through Year 2, we have faced many obstacles in our project's progressions. I'm just truly amazed at how strong each group and partner has been working through these obstacles. Again, I just want to thank you all and all your educational partners for your hard work and dedication towards the completion of Year 2. Next slide. So our first project for recap is going to be our Machine Tool Technology program here at Sussex County Community College. Next slide. So our Machine Tool Technology program starts off with our goal to expand on a 1-year certificate program. Our goal is to provide opportunities for students to gain a much broader knowledge and a higher skill level in machining and manufacturing. Throughout this program, students are required to develop basic and advanced skills in planning, design, print development, as well as manual and advanced machining. In turn, the students receive training in programming, setup, and operating CNC machines. There's a great basic, There's a general education component integrated into this program that reinforces the need for the appropriate workforce skills. Upon completion of this program, the students will be able to walk away with the necessary skills to be employed as that entry-level machinist or CNC technician. Next slide. We start thinking about our connections to high school on a non-credit or dual enrollment side. That's sort of the centerpiece of what this pathway, of what this project is focused on. So County Community College will launch a series of high school workshops focused on enhancing pathways into manufacturing. Each workshop will conclude with students earning an industry-recognized credential from Tormach. Tormach is an industry leader in manufacturing and CNC machining. This certificate then will be transformed into 3 credits. So we'll be able to transfer that in for high school students, and that will give them 1 3-credit course to count as their elective within our machine tool technology certificate program. So our goal is to take those interested high school seniors, have these workshops, get them trained, they earn an industry recognized credential before they begin to enroll in the program, and then turning that into 3 credits to help reduce their time here. Next slide, please. So our goal is to continue to work and finalize concurrent course offerings with our local high school partners. Our goal is to match high school STEM curriculum to our course outcomes, as well as a shared effort in refining the curriculum for a better alignment. This does go back into the previous slide where we talked about developing a workshop and then workshop series for these high school students as well. At the same time, we'll look to offer Machine Tool Technology 1, our basic intro course. It has the greatest potential to line up with most current high school STEM and robotics programs. Next slide, please. This is going to be one of the bigger pieces for both our projects and for many of the other project teams as well. During the summer and fall of 23, the college reviewed and refined their prior learning assessment process. It was a difficult task to undertake because what we're looking to do is go outside the box of the more traditional academic route. So the goal is for us, and we have been successful in creating this new process, this credit for prior learning process that will allow students that are working and looking to take that next step up in the workforce, that student who's been an operator or an entry-level machinist, turn that into college credit, again, reducing their time here at the institution and completing their certificate faster. This process is currently available to all students in all our career and technical programs. Next slide. As we work and build out and enhance our 1-year certificate option, Sussex County Community College would also like to move forward with a continued refinement of our 2-year AAS degree in machine tool technology. What we would also like to be able to work on, which is still in progress, is to make those connections and begin some alignment with 4-year colleges and universities and begin to explore what those articulation agreements might look like. As we were working through this process, we found it very valuable at the same time to go back and revisit our existing programs in areas such as robotics and engineering, again, to help improve the transferability to 4-year colleges and universities as well. Next slide. As I mentioned before, in addition to summer-based workshops and fall 24 workshops for our high school students, at the same time, we'll be offering some professional development for our high school partners so that they also can gain that credential and bring that information back into the classroom to enhance the experience for the students there. Our goal is that as we begin with a smaller group, to begin to expand to multiple high schools as well. Next slide. Regards to adult learners and connections to community-based organizations, the college will continue to work with the Tri-County Labor and Workforce Development Boards to promote these opportunities for training, target those workers that are underemployed or unemployed. Our goal is to continually update on any New Jersey workforce databases. Again, to allow us to reach out and stretch out a little bit further. The last piece of this is to expand our partnerships with industry in this field. If you do a quick search online, Sussex County Community College, and you look for small manufacturing companies, I believe we have just under 24 within 20 miles. So our goal is to, as best we can, start those conversations, build those relationships, and create pathways for those, again, new entry-level workers into a program like ours, build a sound relationship with that partner to then have that student graduate and be able to excel further in their career. Next slide. So now I would like to pass it over to Carol McCormick of Camden County College.
Good morning, everybody. So our, of course, pathways focus on the machinist, specifically CNC. And what we're going to do is offer a pre-apprentice machinist boot camp, which will be a direct pathway to career. And it's going to be targeted towards high school seniors to expand awareness of this and then just show them about these pathways into the career manufacturing. So our program aligns with something we already have in place. It's called the Career Now model. And this model allows students to participate in career programs during their senior year. And the way that it's set up is that the students will attend their high school classes during the morning to complete their graduation requirements. And then they will come to the college for the second half of the day to attend the training. The program is going to roll out in fall of 2024. And then we would like to use this model to be used to build other career pathways as well. Next slide, please. So the schedule for the machinist program will start August 28th and will run through December 16th. So the activities in getting this all planned out included our team planning meetings internally, also meetings with our communication department to create the program flyer design for promotion. We had to build out the schedule and get that finalized. And then the recruitment began actually just this past March. Our job developer actually did a presentation at a high school, and they were very interested in this program. So, you know, that's one that's already expressed interest, and I'm sure we'll have many more because we're happy too that it's the tuition is being funded, which is great. We also have our director of high school partnership programs, and he will be distributing the information to the high school counselor directors. And then we will follow that up with scheduling a virtual information session in May. And then we'll, of course, invite the students to come, also their parents, teachers, guidance counselors. And then, of course, at the information session, Kevin Schmidt, our instructor, will be there to highlight all the information for the program. We will have our job developer there to talk about the career readiness components that's built into the program, and also highlight things such as, you know, high school visits to the job sites at employer locations, also having the employers come to do mock interviews and meet the students. So we're really excited about just getting everybody excited about this. Next slide, please. So the curriculum for the boot camp, it actually aligns with our college 13-credit computer-aided manufacturing certificate program. And that program then articulates into the Precision Machining Technology Associate's degree. In addition to the credits they receive, they will also receive a National Institute for Metalworking Skills Level 1 Machinist certification for measurement, materials, and safety. So for transfer agreements with the universities, we actually have been partnering with William Patterson. And the goal is to have our Precision Machining Technology Associate's degree transfer into their Bachelor of Science in Management. So we actually submitted all of our curriculum information to them in January, and they've been working to get it all aligned with their program, and they've been a great partner to work with. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Carol. Now I'd like to introduce Conrad McCuris in Raritan Valley Community College.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me this morning. I'll represent the mechatronics repair and maintenance of industrial equipment. This program prepares individuals to apply technical knowledge and skills to repair and maintain industrial machinery and equipment, such as cranes, pumps, engines, motors, pneumatic tools, conveyor systems, and production machinery. It also develops technical skills, including circuit construction, microcontroller programming, and the application of sensors and actuators. Next slide, please. So there are several pathway connections that were made during the development and execution of this center. One of the crucial pieces was non-credit, both in high school and community college. And we were successful in securing alignment with Festo Mechatronics certification program. We were also successful in getting one of the best instructors from industry, who works closely with some of our industry partners to do repair and diagnose and problem solving. And he was able to lead our first pilot program, and we'll talk about a little bit further. We secured instructional equipment and material, and we secured training room for a pilot program. We implemented and launched that pilot program last year, and we graduated 6 incumbent workers who were then promoted within their space. And that was with L'Oreal in Piscataway and Somerset. Some of the challenges, of course, is installing said equipment. We did get some equipment that the employer paid for. We did get some that the employer donated. And getting it inside the building was kind of challenging for us. We had to break down and then have them assemble inside the room. That became a part of our curriculum now, because the student learned so much from that process. The other pieces was identifying and onboarding instructors. We are struggling there still. We have a trainee, just because we know we're going to need that support, and we're creating a trainer program for instructional support. So we've identified an advisor board that includes several of our industry partners from L'Oreal, from Ivoclar, and from Roche, that is committed to helping us to solve some of these issues, where we're identifying some strengths and some areas where we can look for instructors and so on. And that advisory board helps us also with some of our equipment decisions. So that's been helpful for us. The ancillary outcomes are private-public partnership success, especially, and the one I want to call out is L'Oreal. The anticipated employment upon graduation. What we found was that all of the graduates from that class were promoted when they completed the training program. They got an increase and they moved into the mechanic role. We also saw that we launched the pre-apprenticeship in industrial maintenance, and lucky for us, we were able to launch the actual apprenticeship. Started yesterday. The next class from L'Oreal came, 7 students. So now we're out of the pilot range, and now we're doing it for real. And other piece I'll add to that real quickly is that we were able to also mock or run a pilot for high school students. We have 15 students doing the same thing the L'Oreal students do. And what will happen with those 15 students is L'Oreal would then do an assessment when they graduate after June to see which they would hire. We are hoping that they hire all 15. It's not possible, but we'll see how many of those 15 actually met the necessary competency level, skill level that was ready to go in. And we'll use that information to go back for the next high school cohort. Next slide. One of our strategic goals is to align with the college credit pathway, and we forged partnerships with local industries and employers to get some information on what that should look like. We've collaborated with educational partners, Salem, and we've included in the conversation from the very beginning our academic deans. We find that this program aligns with our EMET, which is Engineering, Mechanical Engineering Tech, and we are using the same PLA system to allow for students to take that same pathway that will go on to NJIT. Challenges, of course, identifying these stackable credentials, and we're using our academic dean to help us to get through what that degree program would look, what that pathway to the degree program would look like, and that's being helpful. And outcomes, stronger industry partnership. We have some really invested in and locked in industry partners that want to participate and want the same sort of delivery. We like to put in word of advice, and I would say be sure to include faculty on the core team when standing up an innovation stackable dual enrollment program. We find that when faculty is early, often, and more aware, we have a better chance of getting it done quickly and done properly at the right time. Next slide is about adult literacy. As a lead Title II provider, Raritan Valley Community College provides different levels of ESL services to program learners. And this program enable advancement and improvement in mechatronics career pathway. We found that we're in the hub of Latino community, and we saw that a lot of our students from the pilot program were diverse from the Latino community. We were able to give additional support with ESL. Outcomes. Better prepared entry-level worker that enhanced their employability. And of course, crucial funding support learners in their journey. We're able to help wherever we possibly could. And for progress toward launch of sustainable pilot program that meets the need of all industry partners, we collaborated, of course, with L'Oreal there. We built a consensus with the industry partner. We hired an instructor. We launched a program. We enrolled 6 incumbent workers, all completed a pilot program. We overcame our challenges of hiring a qualified instructor. We located and installed the training equipment. We aligned the operation cost and fees for the employer at the time, L'Oreal, and we utilized the advisory board that we formed. Identifying industry partners with similar needs was really crucial for us, and aligning and training the needs, skills, and finalizing the curriculum was also very, very helpful for us. And again, industry partners, I can't say enough about just partnering with them. And that's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Conrad. Our next pathway project we're going to talk about is going to be our optics technology and manufacturing progress here at Sussex County Community College. So we're actually in year 2 of this project. It took off well, and we've had continued growth. So what we wanted to do was go ahead and expand on what we initially started with. So this project is designed to create a pathway for students to enter the optics manufacturing industry in New Jersey. We find and we know this is a very important sector and has a strong presence in the state as well as on a national level. Currently, there are only 3 programs at the community college level for optics technology, and Sussex County Community College, our AAS degree, is one of them. This project works towards the expansion and bolstering of the optics technology program, such that enrollment, outreach, and job placement will all increase. This important pathway provides optics companies across the state and at a national level with a skilled workforce. Next slide, please. So first thing that we want to make sure is that the purpose of this is to help build our workforce, and that starts with engaging our students at the high school level. So Sussex County Community College will create new dual enrollment courses in optics technology with local high schools. that again will connect to existing high school curriculum and promote matriculation into the optics, the degree or certificate program. Sussex County Community College will also continue to work with local high schools, such as Newton High School, Hapakon High School, and Sussex County Technical High School to establish satellite lab spaces. And that will allow us to provide more advanced, if not additional, optics technology courses. We will also work with other county high schools to help develop the fundamentals of optics course to fit at a high school level. We plan to purchase and set up equipment to help support these dual enrollment courses, as mentioned before, these satellite labs. Some of the challenges and, let's say, success of a program such as this and going from year 1 to year 2. Staffing changes between year 1 and 2, not only Sussex County Community College, but within our local high schools, has definitely impacted, if not delayed, some of the progress in this. At the same time, as we worked through that year 1 going into year 2, we actually were able to onboard several other several other local high schools that wanted to get involved and begin the exploration of that concurrent course to their high school seniors. Next slide, please. Following up on the success that we had, and this was also mentioned before in our machine tool technology program, is that we again continue to work and refine our current existing PLA process. We find it, especially in the optics technology and manufacturing project, to be a key component. Our program right now has a heavy saturation of that sort of first year to 1 to 3 year worker in industry who's looking to move on to that next cell that'll be coming to us with potentially a few years of at that operator level. So there would be real no need for them to take that course. And it's been a great selling point to boost enrollment into a program like this. And that makes a program like this that much more attractive. One of the challenges we face is that as we look at prior learning assessment, we do see that working with some of our companies that it's limited on the documentation that can be provided. So the college will continue to work with Thor Labs, Special Optics, ESCO Optics, and Red Optics to really find ways to continuously refine and update and tweak this sort of prior learning assessment so that we can have a better alignment for credit. Next slide, please. Again, building off of year 1 into year 2, as we continued on, our goal is to structure curriculum with the Delphi University, RIT, and University of Arizona to establish a 2+2 articulation for optics technology pathways. Again, this project progression has been impacted by changing staff changes at all the universities involved. Another component to this in year 2 is we would like to begin and create the sort of 1-to-1 articulation between the County College of Morris and Sussex County Community College to allow students in a generalized manufacturing track to possibly migrate into a more specialized optics technology manufacturing program as well. Next slide, please. So in collaboration with our partners at Americom and the New Jersey Pathway, Sussex County Community College will design a professional development event that bolsters understanding of optics in the region. The college will also build off momentum from last year and continue on with a 3-day professional workshop hosted here on campus. We will continue to invite our local current partners from Newton High School, Hapakon, and Sussex County Technical School. We will also use this as an opportunity for schools that have now come on board or have decided to have interest as a great way to sort of get their faculty and staff prepared to offer our Fundamentals of Optics 1. Also, Sussex County Community College will work with Thor Labs, Special Optics, ESCO, INRAD, Status Law of North America to continue to develop professional development opportunities for all optics technology faculty currently at the institution, as well as on a concurrent level. Next slide. Connections to community-based organizations and adult learners. Continuing partnering with high school and GED programs to offer free community college coursework. And for that course, we're using our Optics 101 Fundamentals of Optics. Actually, some of the data I put on here has actually been changed. We've worked this model now for 6 cohorts and have worked with our community-based organizations and offered this course to up to over 100 students so far. Also, we'd like to partner with industry. We would like to continue to partner with industry partners such as Thor Labs and ESCO to offer students who participate in these sort of high school and GED programs an internship upon completion of their high school diploma. With some recent developments, what we're going to do is be launching a pilot program with Thor Labs. We'll have a set number, potentially of 3 to 6 students that will come in under a pilot program for what's known as summer help. And the goal is to kind of bridge the gap between the end of the high school year and the start of what that fall semester could potentially look like for students interested in coming into this program. So we are very excited to continue to build off that and see the success of that program and really begin to sort of close that loop. Next slide, please. All right. So now I'd like to introduce Tom Roskop from County College of Morris.
Hi, everyone. Hope you can hear me. My name is Tom Roskop. I'm the chairman for engineering, science, engineering technologies here at County College of Morris, and I'm heading up our efforts here at CCM for robotics and automation. We recognize that automation, particularly in the area of manufacturing, is becoming an increasing component, that there isn't really a specified pathway in an undergraduate curriculum to train folks into that particular skill set. And looking at the training level needed in order to be competitive in automation in the manufacturing sector, or really anywhere, it really requires some basic skill understandings and some targeted skills in that particular industry of robotics and automation. So we recognize that we have a lot of entry points there, and that a degree, a 4-year degree, is certainly not the entry point, and we can do that much sooner. And so we wanted to explore in this pathway project other ways that we can get into there, and we've identified quite a few. So we're throwing out kind of a lot of leads here to make sure that we can make a pipeline here. So next slide, please. So one of the places where we start, and I do apologize, things are a little verbose on the slide, so I will be summarizing them to make sure that I stay within the allotted time frame. One of the big areas that we focus here at CCM, and that we have a lot of opportunities, are in our high school connections. So we wanted to reach out to the high schoolers and kind of get the ideas out there. And so we ran a career exploration day, which is also served as a recruitment opportunity for our share time partnership programs with Morris County Vocational School District, as well as other dual enrollment opportunities for students that we have that come to our campus as we call challenger students. So we had 4 main areas that we focused on: data analytics, cybersecurity, manufacturing, and robotics and automation. We targeted 9th and 10th graders with the opportunity to use it as a recruitment tool for our current share time programs, which we're going to be using as our pivot to bring robotics into a dual enrollment connection with high schools. Next slide, please. So in order to use that dual enrollment connection with high schools, we're pivoting off of a current framework that we have here with a shared time program called EDM, or the Engineering Design and Advanced Manufacturing Program. This program is in its 8th year. It's well established and takes a cohort of 20 students per year, juniors, and they continue for their junior and senior year and get approximately 30 credits in the Mechanical Engineering Technologies program. More and more, we're seeing that students have a FIRST Robotics or some other robotic connection in their high school experience. And they're saying, you know, that's kind of missing at the college level. And we're getting a lot of requests to introduce some sort of robotics. So that seemed to be a natural place to say, okay, well, what can we do with this, since there's already an interest, and utilize this to pivot into robotics and automation as well. So we met with our stakeholders, which is Morris County School of Technology, and we've made some curricular changes to the course sequence that these students take to include the Robotics and Automation 1 course, which is being created as part of a Certificate of Achievement. And we'll focus more on the implementation of automation and PLCs and design and that kind of thing into our dual enrollment partners here. So we took out statics, which was a difficult course for students, unfortunately, and introduced this into the senior year, 2nd year of the program. So we're just waiting right now to have it be approved by our partners over at the VOTEC, and to echo some of the sentiments stated here earlier, get those stakeholders in early. It took a lot of conversation, but luckily it was easy sell. Next slide, please. On the community college side, with our adult students, we are going to be taking a course that approach a non-credit and a credit one as well. And on the non-credit side, we decided to work with SACA, or the Smart Automation Certification Alliance, and their 100-level Associate 1 certification is really a great entry point for a basic understanding of robotics and automation, but also the ancillary ideas that go around that in the manufacturing space, and understanding drives and maintenance and a lot of other things. So that way you could get into implementation a bit quicker. So we decided to work off of that framework. Off of SACA, we became an educational institution that allows us to award the certification with the meeting of the learning objectives. And we've built this non-credit idea off of SACA and took those learning outcomes and then back enroll them into the outcomes of the courses. So mapping that and also coming up with experiential activities had a bit of a challenge with the boot camp. We just couldn't work with what industry wanted us to do because we wanted to have that type of alignment. So in taking students at different levels coming in, that differentiation is proved to be a challenge. But again, frequent conversations and looking into really how you can distribute those outcomes proved to be helpful with that. So we're slated for delivery for the summer. Next slide, please. On the credit side, which is our bread and butter here as an academic department, that's kind of where we've been doing a lot of the work at this point, because we have to get any new courses or our new certificate program out to our curriculum committee for reviews. Luckily, we offer engineering technology AASs and electronics and mechanical, and so we have already a large collection of courses that overlap with what would be required for a robotics certificate. But we needed to include more robust offerings that specifies particularly for this sector. So we are creating new coursework, we're creating a new certificate of achievement program, and we're going to look at the viability of instruction at an associate's level, whether we want to go with a brand new associate's or whether we're going to create an options track in either the mechanical or the electrical engineering technologies track. We're in a bit of a limbo at the moment. We are in a reaccreditation cycle with ABET, the engineering accreditor. So we're going to be bringing this conversation to the table for implementation once our reaccreditation cycle comes to completion. What's nice here is that our non-credit program will articulate into the credit program by giving them 7 credits or half a semester into the certificate of achievement. Next slide, please. So the apprenticeship development, we're working on a robotics technician pathway that we want to start in summer 24. The workforce development group here at CCM is currently working on employers that can confirm some sort of robotic OJT or RTI compatibility. Currently, we have about 2 to 3 employers that have been identified who employ robotics technicians. And we're having a bit of a challenge securing partners at this point in time, because we're kind of looking at companies that are really focused on robotics. So what we're finding is a lot of companies are really starting to dabble in robotics and automation, integrating it into their manufacturing. And so we're looking at those adjacent areas to look at folks that may be starting to get that in and need additional technicians and help, some additional knowledge base in order to implement and maintain these systems. Next slide, please. For our PLAs in working with SACA, SACA really helped provide us with a framework that we can pivot off of and make sure that we have alignment between the robotics and automation boot camp, the certificate program, and also use it as a way of establishing some criteria for college credit. And through using the SAC assessments, we're kind of hoping that that'll bridge all 3 areas as an assessment tool to allow us to offer some credit there from prior experience. So that's currently what we're working on, and it's one of our challenges is establishing a common assessment. And as I think was mentioned in one of the other partners, that having a process in place to make sure that we're having a consistent evaluation all throughout, and currently what we're working on. Next slide, please. In our experiential learning, we really wanted to recruit plenty of industry partners for our advisory board and work-based structured learning opportunities. We're currently recruiting. We've found some individuals of interest, and we're developing these learning outcomes to use in placement. Right, the advisory is crucial, and we've got our framework from SACA. And now it's just kind of aligning the two and saying, okay, if we're going to use this framework, are we going to meet those needs? Are we going to meet some determined levels that are going to allow us to properly assess some of that experience? And another component of this is to find opportunities for students through internships. And so as we are recruiting, I had mentioned previously those 2 to 3 companies, we're looking for a few more so that we can actually, have a good conversation about what is able to be offered to students. We're simultaneously extrapolating the level of skill mastery that's going to be needed for that. So not too many companies that are heavily into robotics in the area, but as a lot of them are planning on bringing more, we want to kind of be ahead of the curve and prepare a program that is not only here in the beginning of a pipeline, but continues to provide as they're going to grow. Next slide, please. So in our adult learners and for our pilot, we want to develop a pre-apprenticeship boot camp. We've had a very successful apprenticeship boot camp in our manufacturing area. And so we're building off of that model and that framework that we've developed with that, and incorporating the SACA Industry 4.0 Associate 1 certification. And our next step, we've already completed that. Now it's creating our marketing materials to share with our partners, community partners, workforce boards, nonprofits in the bilingual, and recruit veterans and family members and underrepresented students. We are hoping to deliver this bootcamp to 8 to 10 adults as our pilot. And the challenge right now is recruiting those that are interested in the sector, and formalizing those to work with. We're very careful to not just throw the word robotics everywhere around, because depending on what they're going to be coming with, they might be thinking that it's a first thing, or they might think, oh, I'm not skilled enough for that. So it's really about getting that message across that we can pilot it effectively. But our goal is to deliver to 8 to 10 adults. Next. And we do have a great partnership with NJIT, one of our longest partners here. We've had agreements with them for nearly 30 years. And we have a lot of students that transfer from our associates programs, even our certificate programs, to there. So we've already started having conversations about what this would look like if folks wanted to transfer to NJIT. We've gotten some very positive feedback, particularly for the Bachelor's of Science in Industrial Engineering. or Industrial Technologies, I believe is the name. And we're continuing having those conversations with them now, especially as we're formalizing additional articulation agreements here on the credit side. So as we continue those conversations, we're going to still look for our AAS pathways, and we're going to see about backwards holistic changes that are going to ensure that a pathway from start to finish could end at a bachelor's degree with minimal hiccup and with minimal pivoting by students. So we want to try to make it as seamless as possible, which is always easier said than done. And next slide. Finally, our professional development, we recognize that, training, particularly for those that are going to be involved in these pathways, is going to be huge. We also want to educate the high school teachers that are going to be help feeding this pipeline. So we've identified some areas through polling, surveys, and conversations of areas that they would like to see some training, such as PLCs, visual programming using universal robots, imaging with FANUC and MIR robots, as well as even some microcontroller programming. So we're looking at these areas. We're targeting for summer 2024 for a PD session that's going to deliver some of this content to these teachers and kind of get them introduced or get them upskilled to bring that into the classroom. And we've developed some curriculum backbone for that. And we're identifying our training partners that could provide us with equipment or some ancillary curriculum that can assist with giving the educators all the tools that they need to help bring that back to students and help recruit and help kind of enliven the start of a pathway in a robotics area. Okay. And I think that's it for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Sean Kurdoik of Hudson County Community College. Sean, you're on mute. We're still not able to hear you.
John, I think your headphones might not be working, the mic. No.
Okay, we'll move on to the next project and circle back to this so Sean can get situated with his mic. No worries.
So our next presenter will be Dr. Lisa Hiscano and Joni Cafaro.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. So our program was the creation of an integration education and training program for ESL language learners in the Essentials of Supply Chain Management program. We've been running an Essentials of Supply Chain Management program now for a few years, which consists of 4 industry credentials through the Council for Supply Chain Management Professionals. And the program that we implemented in year 1 was we had the opportunity, and it was really, as non-credit, we often don't have the opportunity to dedicate resources to revising course materials and also developing the IET component for the English language learners of the existing program. Next slide, please. So now, once we had the program, Union College of Union County is a Title II adult basic education and literacy provider for Union County. And so we have a lot of English language students that come through, not only being our county location, but also through our programs. So the program was developed in year 1, and now in year 2, we are implementing. So we recruited a class of 10 students to participate in the 215-hour program, which consisted of the supply chain management technical training, at the same time offering contextualized English language learning. And the challenges that we had with the program is we kind of saw early on with the group that we've recruited is there are several different learning management systems that were used, one by one of the online component to the material provided by a training provider, and then also our Canvas system. And so it really was one of the things that we realized is we need to spend we needed to spend more time with the students and familiarizing themselves with the systems. And also with the English language learners is really encouraging student participation from the beginning. We found that, you know, throughout the first 2 weeks, there wasn't as much classroom engagement as really is needed. And I think that that's also from our standpoint is that's critical. And then the continual review of programs, again, was something that we needed to do. And I don't think we had realized that at the beginning of the program of the review that was needed for the English language learner students. When it came time to sit for the first exam for the first module, we only had 3 of 9 students pass that exam, which was a surprise, which we were very surprised at. And so we did really intense assessment and advising with the students as to really trying to identify areas where we could improve. And so at the same time, we're now running our second module. We're running the second module, and again, the exam pass rate to earn that industry credential was very low. And again, that surprised us. So what we did is, and that was what this program gave us the opportunity to do, was put a hard stop on the program and just readjust what we were doing. So what we did is we then implemented another 2 weeks of instruction on both the technical side and the English language learning for each of the first 2 modules. We specifically focused on test-taking techniques because a lot of the challenges that we heard back from the students was, if you're all familiar with taking these standardized tests, it's how the English language can trick you up. And so it was really just going through and just practicing taking different types of questions and vocabulary and the continual review of vocabulary. And the other component that we really integrated into the program is having the students teach each other, you know, really take an opportunity to come up into the front of the classroom and take initiative. And so there is a lot more interaction with the students. And next slide. And now I'll leave it to Joni.
Thank you, Lisa. Good morning, everyone. So this program was such a great opportunity because we were going to kick off this month, but I've been meeting so closely with Lisa that we've incorporated a lot of the changes that she's made. So this program, our program will kick off. We have 15 students. We are also a Title II school for Middlesex County. We work very closely with our American Job Centers. So we have a number of students. We will start testing them with the TABE test next week. We plan to kick off in May, and this will end in August. They come here, it's a hybrid program. There are a number of days during the week that they will be here in person and then some on hybrid. So I think the biggest takeaway from this is working so closely with Union and being able to communicate the issues that she's having. We are using the same instructor for the supply chain technical training, although Middlesex is geared more to the employers of Middlesex County. So we're running the supply chain principles, then we're running warehousing because warehousing in Middlesex County is really off the charts. And then we're doing customer service. So we've kind of tailored it a little bit to the employers and helping them get jobs. We also have an advisory board for supply chain, so they're fully aware of this program. They're going to meet these students so that when we complete in August, we have opportunities for these students to be placed in employment. But it's been such a great opportunity to be able to work with unions so closely, to be able to, and they've seen such results when they made changes. Lisa's students have now been passing the exam. So the things that she put in place to really help the students are working. So I think this is going to be a very successful program, and I'm really looking forward to reporting out the outcomes. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Lisa and Jody. I'm going to go back to Sean now since we heard him come on the mic. I think he's good. Sean, are you with us?
I believe so. Can you hear me, everyone?
Yes, we're good. Thank you.
Okay, many apologies for that inevitable technical glitch. My name's Sean Kerwick. I'm the Associate Director for the Center for Workforce Innovation focused on supply chain management. And I'd like to update you today on our work on establishing this mechanic apprenticeship with a local transport provider. Basically, we managed to establish this program as a result of working in the logistics industry in year one. And through working with this transportation company, we were able to identify critical needs for specific skills in certain sectors. We focused here on transportation and then drilled down further to identify the need for particular positions within these sectors, such as diesel technicians. The idea was then that HCCC, in partnership with this employer, would undertake the process of developing the RTI curriculum and operationalizing the program. We're hoping that an initial cohort of apprentices will be recruited and that the program will be launched in June this year. Next slide, please. So the activities that are listed below are derived from the 9 key tasks which we identified in the implementation plan as part of our submission for funding for this for year 2. The pathway connections highlighted in section 1 are the big idea, different from work done in year 1. This is a brand new apprenticeship program for us. This led to then addressing the connection regarding apprenticeship development. The idea being to develop a program that addressed the skills gaps for technicians that we'd identified and ultimately provide the family support and careers for New Jersey residents that this project seeks to address. The other focus, or the important area we realized, was addressing the needs of adult learners. They frequently need to balance coursework with jobs. They have other commitments such as childcare, and an apprenticeship offers the opportunity for them to earn while they learn. The apprentices gain practical experience in the workplace and then gain the qualifications relevant to that industry. Lastly, we were able to therefore pilot this diesel mechanic apprenticeship. The successful completion of one-off projects such as this hopefully leads to opportunities in forging long-term collaborative relationships, expanding programs. The apprenticeship programs promote innovation and diversity, and they bring in new people with fresh perspectives and ideas. In terms of the 9 key tasks here, we have already established the need and scope of the program. We've established the responsibilities of partners. We've also drafted the registered apprenticeship agreement, which has gone through board approval for both ourselves and our partners. Next slide, please. The next areas that we identified were key, of course, the determining of the budget, the allocation of the costs there. That is also being completed. We were then looking for recruitment, particularly for a curriculum developer, someone with the subject matter expertise, and an instructor. The curriculum developer has been hired. However, we're still recruiting for a diesel mechanic instructor. I think common to many of the projects we've talked about here, instructors, CTE focused individuals who can deliver this particular expertise are very hard to locate. We've moved forward on the delivery of the RTI. We're drafting a course schedule. We've also began to develop curriculum, and we anticipate that that will be completed at the end of next month. Next slide, please. Part of this process, of course, is, given that this is a registered apprenticeship, is the application to the DOL. This again is in progress. We last met with them last week, and we're hoping to approve the work processes and have their approval of the program again ahead of the completion date. We will then move forward to working closely with our partner in terms of the recruitment and selection. This is on schedule. And then we will be looking to evaluate the outcomes, schedule the classes, register the students. Next slide, please. In terms of challenges, the primary one we've encountered is that there's a very high demand for diesel instructors. Many private companies who offer this training are able to offer such things as sign-on bonuses. And we're, of course, in a situation where we're quite tight funding and for a short period of time. This has meant that we've had to expand our outreach way beyond the usual approaches, job listings on, for instance, our college website, the use of jobs boards, hiring platforms such as Indeed. In order to address this, we've focused our outreach on local business, community and trade organizations, outreach to unions, and also with a focus on employers with direct association with the diesel industry other than transportation, such as marine, construction, and other areas. We've also found that the centre network here has helped us. We've engaged in outreach to partner colleges, in particular Jason and his sharing of their involvement in auto mechanics. In terms of advice to partners and others who'd consider developing this kind of program, again, echoing our dialogue with Sussex, we've found that it's crucial to reach out to colleges with similar programs. We can then share ideas regarding best practices, obstacles encountered, and how to overcome them. Also, we've recognized the importance of liaising with other industry-focused training providers. Certain unions, such as the UAW, sponsor apprenticeship programs. And also, we've derived great benefit from engaging with other CTE professionals and independent consultants. In addition to that, attending industry-related events in terms of networking opportunities has been seen to be very valuable, and attending job fairs, particularly with a view to connecting with local employers. Next slide, please. There's been multiple ancillary outcomes. As we said, we had to expand the outreach and recruiting for the instructor, and this led to us basically going on the ground, physically attending various employers, dealerships, and such like. While we're focusing primarily on our project, of course, this also provided an opportunity to promote the NJ Pathways program in general within the local business community. The networking opportunities with community organizations have also allowed us to expand relationships, in particular the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey's Council on Port Performance. We've attended various events there and made presentations, and again used that as outreach for our recruiting issues. We've also found that we could utilize the connections developed as a result of developing the industry action team in year one. Additionally, we've established a supply chain and logistics employer advisory board. This, again, is invaluable in terms of getting the feedback directly from individual employers regarding what their skills gaps are and working with them to try and find ways to address the gaps. And indeed, our employer partner, Coach USA, has now joined that advisory board. Additionally, we've seen that there's an opportunity for Hudson to provide skills needed for the job, workplace skills. So we've made all our potential partners aware of the fact that we can offer other skills such as customer service, English as a second language, computer skills, all of these essential work readiness skills that perhaps are important in creating training someone who has the subject matter expertise, but also has the awareness of what workplace skills are and how important they can be in advancing their career. Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to present our work. Once again, apologies for the previous technical errors, and I'm happy to entertain any questions you have regarding our project.
Thank you very much, Sean. I'd like to now introduce Essex County College.
Good morning. This is Mitra. Kathy Skelly, who is in, the project coordinator, is going to speak about this project.
Thank you, Mitra. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to give our overview on our project. Our goal for this pathway project was to provide opportunities for both our credit and non-credit students for advancement in the supply chain management sector, and also improve their employability profile by offering certifications through SE Pro Fundamentals, credentialed through CSCMP, Council of Supply Chain Management Professionals. First, we set out to create a pilot program for our credit students to assist them in acquiring industry-recognized SC Pro certifications while they were enrolled in the Supply Chain Management Associate Degree Program. And this would prepare them to become more viable in the current job market, not only with an associate degree, but the added value of having an industry-recognized credential as well. And the cohort will receive test prep through CSCMP online courses to prepare for the corresponding certification exam, paid vouchers for the course and for the certification exam. But we also wanted to create a pilot for our non-credit students to transfer their non-credit certifications in supply chain management to credits at ECC. The non-credit to credit pathways would be an alternative option and encourage higher education amongst underrepresented students. Next slide, please. Thank you. We then started the vetting process and selection process for our first cohort of those enrolled in supply chain management associate degree. We went into the classroom. We also had virtual information sessions to speak to the students enrolled in Supply Chain 101 and Supply Chain 201 and present this opportunity of certification to them. And this was very well received by our students. And to that end, we were able to start our first cohort in March with 2 certification tracks, transportation operations and supply chain management procurement. And an added bonus for our students is that this cohort's professor who teaches supply chain 101 and 102 is giving the students the opportunity to use their certification exam as their final. Next slide, please. Our business division faculty completed the evaluation process of non-credit certifications through SC Pro Fundamentals. And as a result, non-credit students, and many of them are adult learners who have completed and received their supply chain certifications, will now have the option to receive credits if they register as an ECC student and declare supply chain as their major. If they complete 3 Supply Chain Pro certifications, there's 8 in total, they will receive 3 credits for Supply Chain Management 101. We have a cohort of 9 credit students right now who are currently enrolled in the SC Pro certification program. And once they pass and receive their certification, these students will be eligible for that credit option. And there's a lot of excitement about that right now when we presented that opportunity to them. And lastly, on this slide, our connection to high school dual enrollment. Westside High School is considering expanding their dual enrollment program to include the Supply Chain Management Associate's degree. If everything is approved, that cohort will actually start in the fall. Next slide, please. I was going to pass this on to Jermaine, our chair of the business division, but unfortunately he couldn't make it this morning. But I'll just speak to that. Dr. Tom Vorback from Brookdale Community College and Jermaine Albuquerque, our chair, they've been working very close together, and they have partnered, Brookdale's partnered with Essex County College to explore all the possibilities in expanding their supply chain offerings to actually mirror what we're doing at Essex, since we've had such great success with our associate degree program. Also to upskill their workforce and to train those in their business division. BCC Brookdale is reviewing various supply chain online training certification programs to have that train the trainer for their faculty and staff. And Jermaine and our whole faculty at Essex in the business division have been ongoing, working very closely with Rutgers to receive that articulation agreement. And they're in review, and hopefully that will happen in the near future, where all our ECC major business courses will be transferable to their BS degree in supply chain management. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. I'd like now to introduce Dr. Onabody from Union College of Union County.
Thank you very much. And I hope everybody can hear me. Pleased to be here this morning to give an update on our project. To start with, according to the federal government, the objective of the community colleges 3.0 is to provide education for students so that they will be able to earn a family sustaining wage. In line with that objective, we at UCNJ has a mission to transform our community one student at a time. So in order to achieve that objective, we came up with a project of providing students with stackable credentials in supply chain management and providing them also with experiential learning opportunities. Now, stackable credentials entails working with partners to integrate industry courses into our supply chain curriculum and to add value by increasing critical thinking skills, internship opportunities, and employment marketability for UCNJ students. Next slide, please. To implement this stackable credentials project, we partnered with New Work Alliance, utilizing the Prologis platform. At a point, New Work Alliance dropped out of the partnership. So presently, we are finding a new partner for the stackable credentials project. However, we have made great accomplishments in terms of increasing the supply chain pipeline in the college by increasing enrollment in the supply chain program by 30% from fall 2020 to fall 2022. Students also have the opportunity to earn a credited certificate of achievement at UCNJ within one semester, which consists of 2 7-week sessions, earning 6 credits per session. Next slide, please. To implement the experiential learning opportunities, we then had a relationship with Red Trucking, which is a supply chain company in Newark, New Jersey. And in December last year, we actually took about 20 of our students for experiential learning opportunities at Red Trucking. We visited their 4 warehouses where the COO explained every step of what the students will eventually meet after leaving college. And it was a very successful outing, and the students were even clamoring for more that sort of engagement. So going forward, we will attend supply chain management conferences and seminars. We will also attend more visits to other companies. And in this regard, we've already developed working relationship with the ports in New Jersey, because to us, that's our easy to catch because of proximity. And all this, we believe, will lead to internships and apprenticeships for the students. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this point, we're going to transition into our Q&A session.
So I don't believe we have any questions in the chat, but I'm going to pause for just a second if anybody does have a question of any of our projects. And this was a great update. I mean, wow, so much information on so many interesting, amazing, and needed projects. So I'm not able to look at the chat. I'm going to wait and see if the team is going to send me anything, but I think it's going to be back to you, Catherine. And I do want to just take a minute to say thank you to all of our presenters today. This really was terrific information to share. Okay, back to you, Catherine. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. It's amazing how much engagement there was in the chat. So much back and forth, sharing of information. It was just, I think, representative of all of the collaboration that has been happening in the Center of Workforce Innovation, as well as all the other 7 Centers of Workforce Innovation. So thank you all very much. I do want to, excuse me, and I'm going to say these programs were amazing. And in fact, we can go to the next slide. It excites me even more because the New Jersey Community College Consortium for Workforce and Economic Development is leading a new initiative, training initiative. It is called the New Jersey Manufacturing Skills Initiative, building the manufacturing workforce for businesses and residents to thrive. This initiative is funded by the New Jersey Department of Labor and Workforce Development with $2 million that was specifically set aside in last year's state budget by the legislature and the governor. And it is to provide training and education to all of our residents. What's different about this training initiative is that it is inclusive of credit manufacturing courses, non-credit or workforce training courses, apprenticeships, and pre-apprenticeships. So it encompasses the umbrella of all education and training in the state as part of this initiative. And we already have, I think, about 11 courses and training underway with about 90 participants. Our goal is to train 250 participants over the 2 years, concluding June 30, 2025. We have, or as part of the initiative, we are compiling an repository of all the education and training focused on manufacturing in the state. We're about done collecting that information from the community colleges. We're going to go on to collect that information from the vocational technical schools, from private career schools, community-based training providers, 4-year colleges and universities, as well as labor unions. This is really an exciting opportunity to illustrate how the community colleges in partnership with the New Jersey Business and Industry and the New Jersey Manufacturing Extension Program can work together for business outreach, as they are 2 of our strategic partners in this initiative. And we've created a website. You see the website listed here. You can scan your phone on the QR code to get ready access to it. Where all of this information will reside. We'll be starting a social media marketing campaign soon to attract employers, students, other participants, as well as training providers. So we're just very excited about the opportunity to lead this very comprehensive approach to manufacturing education and training in the state. We're excited about the employer engagement we have so far through our strategic partners NJBIA and NJMEP. And we're excited about the fact that students engaged in credit education can also benefit from this training opportunity. So please contact us through our website, or I'm sure everybody probably has my contact information at this point, as well as Stephanie Staub. This is just a very exciting opportunity, and we really want this website to be a sort of one-stop shopping for students, workers, adult learners, employers, and training providers when it comes to manufacturing skills in the state. One of our upcoming events we're very excited about is the New Jersey Pathway Summit. This will be our second annual summit. It will be held again at Bally's in Atlantic City on June 12th. This summit is part of a larger community college conference, and we're nestled right in the middle of the days. So it's a 3-day conference beginning June 11th, ending June 13th. The Pathway Summit is June 12th. We hope to see all of you all there. Information is coming soon for registration. And all of you all who are on our mailing list certainly will receive that information. Next slide. Certainly, if you are going to post about this meeting today, tag us, one of our handles. I always forget to mention this because I don't think I'm of the generation that does that regularly. Next slide. That's it. Okay. Thank you so much again for being part of our ecosystem of education providers and industry partners. And we're going to keep on with this Pathways initiative, and we're just happy that you are leading the way, collaborating, and providing connected and new pathways for all New Jersey residents to get education and training so that they can all thrive in our workplace and our economy. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.